From my room I could hear everyone. So that was that loud in the morning today. Amazing, but that gives us a spirit. Okay, so moving on. I'm here with you all to just talk about few things that exactly happens in a special education and how it really works. Okay, so we move on to the slide. Move to the slide. Yeah, what is special education? Where do we start? That was the question yesterday also, and I was answering that. So कब शुरू होती है special education? कब बंद होती है? तो शुरू होने के time कैसा होता है? We divide the special education into 3 parts: very early intervention, the preschool age, and the schooling age. Very early intervention is the age group of, change the slide. Yeah. So it is 0 to 3, where this is the early intervention. The child is 0 to 3 we say, but then we wait for the neck control. So because we are not able to talk to the child and expect the child to look at us when they are lying in the supine position or prone position, we wait for the child to have the neck control and then start off. In this we have, in the early intervention we have physiotherapy, we also have cognition. So what is happening in the physiotherapy? The child is learning to do all these things in just stepwise. The child learns to roll, sit, crawl, kneel, squat, stand and climb. But what exactly me as a special educator is looking into when the child is doing all this. So when the child rolls, the child is becoming stronger. The muscles are getting more stronger. The floppiness reduces. Only when you don't have a floppy muscle you can roll. Otherwise we can't roll. So when the child is rolling, I understand the child is becoming more stronger. When the child sits, the child can easily eat by itself. So you don't have to really feed the whole meal. You can wait, allow the child to eat. This is very important at that age because unless we do this, we can't proceed at the later age. And then when the child crawls, that means the child can play by itself. So allow the child to play with the toys around, with things around. Kneeling is the posture where the spine is getting straightened. So I understand when the child is kneeling, when the physiotherapist tells me, the child is able to kneel for 2 seconds, ma'am, I understand that the spine is erect. When the squatting is done, I always initiate the parents to start with the toileting. And standing is the balance, the body balance is appearing when the child stands. When the child starts to climb up the stairs or climb down the stairs, that means the child is able to get the perception. That is the depth perception. Why do we need a perception and what really happens, we'll talk later. So what is happening in the cognition class? So simultaneously, it is not like this happens and that will happen later. It has to happen simultaneously. So 0 to 3 years, while the physiotherapy is happening, what should happen in the cognition? I will make the child to do stacking, that is stacking anything. It need not be toys from a very specific kind. It can be even your simple tea tumblers or the tea glasses at home or any small depas which goes one upon the other. It can be any stacking at home. बाहर से नहीं खरीदने का है, घर में जो है उससे स्टैकिंग कर सकते हैं. Picking is something like, the child should be able to pick a spoon, be able to pick any object with a claw grip or lesser than a claw grip. It need not be a pincer grip at this age. Dropping is to focus. When you drop things, 1 second, somebody is showing hand. What is it?
No, they are waving.
They are waving to somebody else. Okay. Thank you. Okay, so dropping. When the child drops a thing into a dabba or into any small vessel, it means the child is getting the focus. The child is able to exactly put it into the hole of it or the mouth of the vessel. It is the focus. It need not again be the particular toy. It can be any other small vessel that is there in your house. You can just ask the child to drop any smaller object into the vessel. That itself is called the focus. So throwing, and when you throw something, your fingers have to release it. Unless your fingers releases, you can't throw. So the exact thing what I am looking at when the child throws something, they keep on complaining to me, he throws everything. When they say that, no, I feel very happy, the child is getting released. So the release is an activity where from the finger, you should know when you grip, you should know to release. So when they throw something at that age, I definitely should say, within the age of 0 to 3, if the child is throwing something, it is a good sign for me. I say, yes, it's very good that the child is throwing at that time. Catching is gripping. Yes, if it's a bigger ball, a bigger grip. If it's a smaller block, it's a smaller grip. That's all. The child will be able to grip with both the hands at that age. Then coming to fixing is the eye-hand coordination. It's nothing but the blocks that we use, or we fix anything upon anything is the fixing. So at home it need not be the blocks. There are houses which says we don't have Lego blocks, ma'am. It's okay. It need not be Lego blocks. Anything else that can go into something is called a fixing. जैसे कि डब्बा कैरियर होती है, टिफिन कैरियर, एक के ऊपर एक बैठेगा, तो एक बड़ा होगा तो ऊपर छोटा सा होगा. So this is also a fixing thing. Squeezing is the ball that we squeeze. That means the finger is getting strengthened. So before 3 years, I'm checking whether all these things are happening. So these are very important. Waving is the elbow. If somebody knows to wave to say bye-bye, that means I'm able to use my elbow, not my hand or not something else. So the child is actually getting ready cognitively as well as motor. So during this stage, it's very important to understand child learns everything through motor. So you will have to allow the child to be very, very physically active at this age. If you are going to always carry your child and say that my child is not doing anything, naturally nothing is going to happen. So allow the child to be free. Don't lift the child very often. Even if the child cries, please don't lift. Let the child cry. That's also very, very important. And then the sensory integration, this is also a part of it, but I'm stopping it by 2.5. It's very important that 6 months, that is 2.5 to 3, the sensory integration works in a different way. So why we are stopping at 2? Sorry. Why we are stopping at 2.5 is, usually even a breastfeeding happens, you can prolong it till 2 years, you can even prolong it till 2.5. There's no problem. So all the sensory integration is nothing but it's not just with your tactile. सेंसरी इंटीग्रेशन हर बार ऐसे हाथों से पाँव से नहीं होती है, मुंह से भी होती है. सो यू शुड अलाउ माउथिंग टू हैपन. अगर मुंह में बच्चे कुछ भी नहीं डाला तो दिस इज अ प्रॉब्लम. द चाइल्ड विल शो ऑफ ऑल दिस थिंग्स एज अ बिहेवियर एट अ लेटर स्टेज. अगर 5 साल के बच्चे मुंह में कुछ डालता है तो अच्छा नहीं लगता है ना, तो अलाउ द चाइल्ड टू डू इट बाय दिस ईयर. इफ द चाइल्ड हैज गॉट द सेंसरी इनटू द माउथ by the age of 2.5, the child is definitely fit at the age of the 3. So we have to stop it at 2.5, but allow the child to put everything in the mouth. It's not like I will not allow him to put the block. It is our duty to see that the block is clean. आप clean करके रख लो, आप sterilise करके रख लो, कुछ भी रख लो. But the child should mouth. It is very important. And the child should be able to see and react. मम्मी को देखते ही रिएक्शन होती है, पापा को देखते ही रिएक्शन होती है. That reaction has to happen. Sensory integration is not a very big term. If it is happening through mouth and your hand and your leg, it is happening when I see and I react, when I listen and respond. अच्छी सी राइम सुनती है तो हिलती है, तो घर की डोरबेल सुनती है तो चली जाती है डोर के पास. All these things all listen and respond. I'm sorry I didn't tell you to. Yeah, right. So the next is the smell and taste. This goes together. The olfactory, that is of course the technical term, the olfactory and the gustatory works together. That is when the smell and taste works together. जब भी आप कुछ खाना देते हो, रोज दाल चावल देने से क्या होती है, सेंसरी नहीं बढ़ती है. So you will have to give different flavors. Different flavors जब आप देते हैं तो कहना भी पड़ता है. आज आपको मैं कोरिएंडर राइस दे रही हूँ, तो स्मेल करके देख लो एक बार कोरिएंडर, देन ईट. दैट इज हैपनिंग एज सेंसरी इंटीग्रेशन. द ब्रेन टेक्स इन what is the smell and what is the taste of it. It has to go together. What happened during the COVID days? Some people said we lost our taste. Actually, the people who lost their taste have lost the smell also. So it has to go together. So if the integration has to happen, you will have to tell the child what you are giving and then give the child. अगर आम खिलाना है तो कहो कि आम खिला रहे हैं, आम का एक बार स्मेल कर लो. तो आम कितना मीठी स्मेल आती है. ऐसी कि मीठी स्मेल होती है क्या? लेकिन मीठी स्मेल तो होती है, इसलिए मीठा लगता है. मिट्टी का क्या स्मेल होती है? मिट्टी का स्मेल कितना अच्छा लगता है. तो when they smell, when they understand, this is how actually they understand what is toileting. When they do, this will help in their toileting because they understand what is a bad smell, what is a good smell. They understand that they have done it. Okay, this helps them so much. So sensory integration by 2 to 2.5 is very, very important, and especially mouthing is very, very important. Many of us stop them from putting things into the mouth, but that is going to affect them a lot. Please allow them to do it. School readiness. So 3 years हो गया, अभी स्कूल जाना है, चल सक रहा है, तो स्कूल तो जाएगा. तो क्या क्या रेडी होनी चाहिए? स्कूल जाने से पहले उसे हाथ धोने का आदत देना है, उसे हाथ धोना आना चाहिए, ईटिंग अपने आप आना चाहिए, डब्बा खोल के खाने का आदत दिला दो, ब्रशिंग होनी चाहिए, ठीक से नहीं हो फिर भी चलेगा, बट चाइल्ड शुड बी एबल टू ब्रश। ये करने से क्या होता है, आई एम यूजिंग माई एल्बो, आई एम यूजिंग माई shoulder, I am using my wrist, I am using my fingers, everything is happening. So with all these things, I am able to get ready to go to school. And toileting, definitely yesterday also I spoke about it. So by 2.5 or 2.8, at the most 2.9, the child should have been toilet trained. So it can start at the squatting stage at 2 years, giving you 9 months to train. More than enough, actually 2 months is enough. So please train before they go to school, in the preschool. And let the child have bath. Actually they enjoy this. This is the most enjoyable thing is to have bath. Allow the child to have bath by themselves. If they are a little bit dirty, it's okay. But they will learn how to become more cleaner. So allow them to do it. This also will help them a lot of movements in their body, and they understand when the water splashes on them what really happens. If you are going to do everything, the child is going to lose on it. So combing is something like grooming skills. Some children, like the small little children, they try to put a rubber band at the back also. So imagine the amount of hand which goes back, and then you're so much of occupational therapy, the so-called occupational therapy is all done in this. So you don't have to go to an occupational therapy for this. If you are training your child to become personally active and grooming skills are done, then the occupational therapy is totally done. You don't have to really reach out to somebody else. The last picture over there is a sitting tolerance. I'm telling a story and the child is able to sit with me. It need not be more than 15 minutes at that age of 3 years. But gradually, by 3.5, we expect it to be 30 minutes. By 4 years, it has to be 45 minutes. So child should be able to sit in a place for 45 minutes by 4 years. By 3.5, it will be till half an hour. By 3 years, just 15 minutes. So आपकी story इतनी लंबी नहीं होनी चाहिए. You cannot tell a big story. Tell a small story. Always end it up with a rhythm. एक song. एक rhythm से story बनाने का आदत बना लीजिए. अच्छा लगेगा. Okay? So we are moving on to school age. So the preschool is over. We are moving on to the school age. The first, so you moved fast. इसके बाद. Oh yeah, pre-writing skills. Okay, I think I don't know this slide. Yeah. Yesterday I included this slide because some parents were asking me about this. Pre-writing skill में क्या क्या लेके आना है, writing के पहले क्या क्या सिखाना है. मैंने once you go into the school, the first expectation for the teacher is the child starting to hold a pencil and write. So how do I bring it? So what can be the pre-writing skill? So in that I have got in few things as brain gym, which stimulates the left and the right brain, the finger tracing on the alphabets and using of the finger paints. This is very important before the child holds a pencil. Move on to the next please. So what is a brain gym? Yesterday during the one-on-one session I was telling few parents what is a brain gym. This is a lazy 8 where the finger is traced upon the 8 which is sleeping. That's called a lazy 8. You all can see it in the YouTube. There's a lot of videos on it. You move from the left to right because in any book we read from left to right. So the finger moves from the left, goes up and then comes down to right. This is the midline crossing of the brain. The left hemisphere and the right hemisphere is coming together to allow you to read. Reading is a very complex way of learning and writing is much more complex. So what happens in writing? I have to read, I have to understand, I have to recollect the formation of the letter and then put it into a print in my book. So it is very complex. To do all these things, my brain has to be ready. So for that we are doing a brain gym. One is a lazy 8. The other one is a clapping over the head, which I was teaching yesterday. Nothing else but so easy. You just have to clap over the head there. That means my hand is totally straight. My shoulders are becoming tougher. My elbow is up and then I am able to clap. Imagine how much of brain stimulation is going to happen. And the next one was thinking caps, which is not here in the picture. Thinking caps, you got probably, if you are able to make a note, please make a note. Thinking caps is for retention and memory. So you will just pinch your earlobes 5 times, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It happens 3 sets. I'll tell you about the prescription, okay? This is called thinking caps. The last one is the crisscross. The child over there, the last one hopping. But we will do a modification of it because many of our children, when they lift one leg, they do lose their balance at the age of 3+. So we do crisscross like this. Like this. In a sitting position onto the thigh or onto the table like this. We are not doing this next. We are not doing We are not doing this because the child may lose the balance and fall down. So to avoid that, we are just making them sit on the table, clap and cross, which we say as a rhythm. Everything needs a rhythm here. Criss, cross, that is the rhythm over there. When you are saying clap, 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 clap your hands together. It has to go with the rhythm. Don't make them do like a military person. They will definitely not do it. But if it goes with the rhythm, they definitely do it very well. So that we end with a crisscross, and the last one is tap, 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 and clap. We do it 3 times. Purposely because when it comes to CVC words, you all would have heard of this. C is for consonant, V is for vowel, C is for consonant. So when we come to CVC words, it is the 3 sounds which has to come up. So when I do tap, 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 and a clap, 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 that means my ears are able to get 3 separate sounds over there. So when I'm reading a longer word, I know to make a chunk of 3 sounds in it. How do the syllables come? All this happens when I do my brain gym properly. So every day you have to do a brain gym. It will just take 2 seconds, nothing more than that once you practice. So the prescription here is 3 sets of each brain gym. 3 sets. That means 3 times I will do this, 3 times I will do this, 3 times I will do this, 3 times I will do this. So all of it 3 times. So that's the prescription in the brain gym, then followed by your learning. So what do you learn at the school age? You learn sight words. You all would have been very familiar. I'll show you the videos for it. Sight words reading, and then the writing, then the reading from the book. When you do the sight words, please don't stop it there. When you do the sight words, please take it forward for the sentences and then take them to the book, where you will create a book with small chunk of sentences. Move on, please. So this is a testimony where now this is 1 page of it shows the capital letter and the small letter. We have to introduce the capital and the small letter together. Please don't do all the capital letters and say my child can do capital letters but can't do small letters. Do it together and look at the strokes over there. All the standing and the sleeping lines will go first. So all the L, T, I, E, F will be done first. But please bring it along with the picture. I purposely did not bring the colorful pictures to tell that it need not be colorful. Even if it is done in a black and white, the child will learn. So don't think that everything which is so big, so colorful only can be brought to the child. If possible, yes, do it. If not possible, at least bring it to this level. So when the child learns L, leg. Sorry, that drawing was very bad. T, tap, I, E, ink. So this is how they learn. So they learn the name of the letter, the sound of the letter, as well as the picture over there, so that when they come to the lower kindergarten, the teacher says they have to match the sound with the picture. So they are doing it. So we will have to teach them in that methodology. Moving on to the next page that way. So if I'm teaching the sight words, I need to go into the sentences. So this is there's a drawing of apple. The child doesn't know to read the apple word. Usually we teach that also as a Dodge noun. If the child has not yet learned, then the child can conclude with the picture. So this is an apple. If there's a picture, it is going to motivate the child to read. If there's no picture, sometimes the motivation is very less. So at a very young age, please bring in more pictures when you're teaching them academics. So that was a worksheet for a very small child. This is a worksheet for 2nd grade. So the sight words are increasing. The sight words taught is yesterday in the one-on-one I was telling somebody that I will teach you how to do sight words to a story. So here the sight words are only 5 sight words: away, blue, down, find and funny. There are only 5 sight words that were taught, but look at the story that is built upon it. This is a dash bird. Can any child not say what it is? Any child will say it's a blue bird because the blue is very much evident over there. They have to only pick the word from there, from the sight word that they have learned, and put it there. Once the story is built, this is a bluebird flew away, come down bluebird, I cannot find the bird. It is very funny. This is the story. Imagine with those 5 words, we can create a story. Now from the story, we'll get this question. What color was the bird? That is the comprehension. So, we are doing a sight word, we're building a story, coming down to comprehension, grade 2. Even grade 1, please start off. You cannot just do sight words forever. And please don't do, I can see a black cat, I can see a orange fish, I can see so many times, I can see. The child will not see, actually say. The child doesn't see at all. She will just say, I can see an apple, I can see something. So the child has to actually read. So make it a variety of it, and the sentences should have so much of variety, and the story should be built. हमारे बच्चे स्टोरी बुक नहीं पढ़ते हैं आप अगर बनाते हैं, खरीदो मत, बनाओ। जो साइट वर्क जो सिखाते हैं उससे आप स्टोरी बनाओ तो अच्छा लगेगा, और उससे कॉम्प्रिहेंशन बनाओ तो और भी अच्छा लगेगा। Let them have the interest to learn through what they know. So knowing to unknown is always the best way. So put it into practice. And this is the innovative lazy 8, the same lazy 8, but I have put in all the words into it. All the sight words are into it. So whatever the sight words the child is expected to revise, put it into the lazy 8. They will be reading it while they put their finger onto it. One is, I is, and might this, like me too, for have you, will it. So this is again a rhythm. As well as you are doing a brain gym, the child is also revising the previous set of sight words. When we move on to the next set of sight words, okay? Moving on to the next. This is very important, a double doodle. Okay, this is also a brain gym where you move your fingers like this upon the Xmas tree. So I have put the same words on both the sides. This is actually yesterday when Dr. Preeti Degi was talking about the vision. This actually is so helpful to correct your vision also. Is somebody raising a hand?
Please go slowly.
Thank you, sir. I'll go slow. Should I move back? Should I go back to the previous slide?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. I'll just say only. I thought the other speaker is also waiting. Sorry. Okay. So, the lazy 8, when we are doing lazy 8 in a brain gym, हमने बताया था कि लेजी 8 बनाते हैं, तो उसमें एक इनोवेशन लेके आए कि लेजी 8 में आप साइट वर्ड्स भी डाल दो जो भी सीखा है. So previously done sight words can go into the lazy 8. The new sight words will be the set of sight words that you will do or in the class. So previously done sight words को revise करने के लिए आप ये use कर सकते हैं. So that was the previous slide. Moving on, इसे कहते हैं double doodle. I can take the mic. I'll be on the stage so that you can see.